Hi, I'm Craig Conway and welcome to episode 2 of our podcast. And today I have Paul Whittaker from the Flexus Group. So welcome to the podcast, Paul.
Morning. It's fantastic to be here.
And it's fantastic to have you here as well, mate. So great that we're now sat down here in Lisbon. So great to have you here. So we're just going to go into a few questions about the industry and give some highlights to everyone who's watching. So how did you discover opportunities in the self-storage industry?
Well, what a great question. I mean, the self-storage industry, since I've been involved in it, which is now for around about 12 or 13 years, has given so much joy and opportunity to everyone I've ever been involved with, quite honestly. I started off in the industry in a company called Big Storage, a small independent company, and then worked my way from there, worked with Big Yellow Group for a short period of time, and then actually moved on to work with a guy called Mike Wilson, who was a previous chair of the SSA, with Smart Storage, exited there, and then we created Sure Store and the Flexus Group. So it's created a huge amount of opportunity for myself, and one of the things that it continues to do is give opportunity to new entrants into the market, which is why doing these kind of events, the Janus Educational Training here in Lisbon, is such an important thing.
And I didn't know about your career because I thought in your early days when you started your career, you were a professional break dancer. I've seen you in Telford. I've seen the dance moves that you've got. So quite a change of industry to go into.
It is from street hip hop to self-storage is quite a change, but you've got to be versatile in this game.
Love it. Absolutely love it, Paul. And what makes self-storage such a good investment for those people who are new entrants into the market?
Again, there's so many ways into this industry. Yes, it's difficult, and it is getting more and more difficult. Barriers to entry are becoming a little bit tougher. Primarily due to cost, because it's so important for new entrants to find the right location. And I think that's the number one thing as far as I'm concerned, is finding the right location for the facility that they want to create. However, that location can be on a farm. It can be in a town centre. It can be an urban sprawl. It can be absolutely anywhere, as long as you do your research and actually people make the right choices and get the right products involved, particularly to build that facility and obviously create that space.
Fantastic. And what does that look like, Paul, in regards to where would you start if you're a new entrant? Would it be a land search?
It all depends on what you want to achieve. So let's just take the 3 basic factors here. Either you're doing it for yourself, utilising your own money and your own resources to do that. And that might mean, therefore, it's a long-term play. It's something you're going to be looking for a pension aspect of it for yourself. Or maybe you're looking to build something to sell it on and have an exit in 4 or 5 years. That's where you've got to start. You've got to start with looking at what you want and what your exit basically is from that side of things. Because if you do that, then you'll make the right choices. But yes, certainly making sure you have a look at various lands, demographics, going through location to find that right space, which is going to create the perfect self-storage environment for you.
Fantastic. Absolutely great knowledge for new entrants into the market as well. Absolutely sound advice from someone who's strong in the industry and who's learned a lot as well. So thank you for that, Paul. And how to start investing in self-storage?
Well, it can start with a relatively small holding. And let's not forget, self-storage is a mixture of things. We can't ignore the fact that there are certain people who come into the market which want to do external storage. But external storage doesn't necessarily need to mean containers. External drive-up units are incredibly important nowadays and very, very popular. So obviously for people coming into the market for investing side of it, it's finding that right fit for you, so to speak. So external sites, internal facilities, really whatever the individual wants to do can be done. And it can be done because of the great partners in the industry as well. What a lot of people forget when they get involved in new industry is they think it's going to be really tough, that everyone's going to be against them. The self-storage sector is like no other I've ever been involved in. Everybody wants to help. Everybody wants to bring people forward because it's better for the industry as a whole to have more quality operators with quality products, obviously, in there.
Absolutely. And I'd absolutely agree with that. And especially about that network that, at events like this, when we're talking to people from different industries, different countries, different origins around the world, and everyone is like a family. Everyone is willing to share that information and try and help them along that journey as well. You know, so I think you're absolutely right. And I think that the industry is superb for that. And I've never known an industry quite like this myself.
No, it's good. in the famous words of Ollie Murs, sharing is caring.
Yes.
And you've got to get it out there, and you've got to
Yes.
help people, because if the industry grows and these new entrants that we're looking to help bring into the industry, they grow, and they can actually bring more education to the local public, which gets the name of self-storage out there, and therefore people have more awareness of it, and the industry all benefits from it.
Couldn't agree more, Paul. Couldn't agree more, mate. So how to maximise your investment?
Yeah. Well, we've talked about location, so let's move that away from that one. Your next stage is obviously having a look at how are you going to operate the facility. Now, from my perspective, and dealing with 23 sites we've now got across the Flexis group that we manage and own, operational excellence is absolutely key to this. Maximising your investment starts with the product that you're utilising to build the facility with, making sure that, again, in 4 or 5 years' time, the reality is taxation is going to be changing. You're not necessarily going to get penalised for certain things, but actually, if you've not got a sustainable facility and you're not using sustainable products, that is going to be a way that you fail to maximise your return, because actually you may hit a wall with that. So, utilising products, which obviously green products, having solar on the roofs, PV on the roofs, electric car charging points, green aspects of it, green walls, green spaces on your facility. It's going to be very, very attractive to people in the future when it comes to valuing your facility. So think about that early doors when obviously you're choosing your site. Moving on to actually the running of a facility though, you make sure that you look after all aspects of it from your team, and they're the number one important factor of it, whether you are actually utilising staff on site, remote access in your facility. Look after the people who look after your site. Because at the end of the day, those are the ones who are going to maximise your return on investment, because those are the ones who deal with the people on a day-to-day basis, and obviously, again, build your brand and build your company. So,
Fantastic.
people, location, and obviously looking after the green aspect of things, because I think that's where value will be in the future.
Absolutely fantastic insights there, Paul. And I would agree with the environmental, social governance perspective. And even as Janus, as an organisation, we're always looking to try and innovate and bring the latest materials to market. And one of such is Green Coat. You know, we went out to the market, we wanted to do something different for the customers, but still offer them the same vibrant colours so they could have them brands that they would really want. And we looked at a lot of different industries and a lot of different paint coatings, and we ended up going with a Swedish partner, and we developed paint coating, the Green Coat technology, which comes from a base product of rapeseed oil. We went through about 2 years of rigorous testing to make sure we got the colour palettes and the RAL numbers absolutely spot on, to a point where we've now offering the customers a very sustainable product out there in their market. And exactly for that as well, it's always about the exit plan. And when you want to sell that facility, to ensure everything from a technical specification meets the current standards,
Absolutely.
European and UK standards. So no, I think you're absolutely spot on.
Absolutely. We're fortunate enough to deal with a lot of institutional investors, and that is a very, very key point. An important fact for them is the products you're utilising to create the facility, as well as running of the sites. Something we're very proud of is our last few facilities that we've created are all net zero carbon in operation. And it's very expensive to do that. However, it not only is obviously great for the environment, it's great from a marketing point of view, because the local public are looking for this type of thing now when they're making choices of products that they're looking to get. And also, long-term values are there.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Paul. Really great insights there. And where do you see your most return on investment, and why?
Well, it's very, very interesting that, because it can massively depend from site to site. Now, obviously, from my point of view, the return on investment comes down to the quality of the product. Something that the Flexis Group has been very, very keen on, and something that we've always done, is, for instance, 2018, when we built our first Shore Store facility in the wonderful town of Bolton, my hometown. One of the things that we looked at straight away is to be best of breed. And that has created great returns from our point of view. I think the days now of converting a very old mill or something such as that, whereas it's still something that people can do, and we shouldn't push back against people doing that. From our perspective, we can maximise returns on investment by building best of breed. And I think that's what we look to do now. Ground up facilities or high quality conversions using the latest technology, For example, the last 6 sites that we've done now, we've all put the Nokia system into the facility because that drives quality and obviously drives customer, give a difference for customers. Let's put it that way. It's in a town or city where you've got lots of competitors, you're now in a position where you're using something like that. It's a difference. And people obviously love that kind of thing. And technology is the way forward. So technology, new facilities, and best of breed. That's how you maximise it.
Fantastic. Absolutely love it, mate. Thank you very much for that, Paul. And I've got another question for you here. This is going to be very interesting for the audience who are watching today as well. So, future investment opportunities. Where should operators be looking to invest next?
Well, if I gave you all my secrets away, I'll be in trouble. No, I think the thing is we're looking at a marketplace now. We're obviously UK based and looking to do everything in the UK. I think there's obviously an awful lot of opportunity now in mainland Europe. I think without a shadow of a doubt, there's markets which are untapped and under-resourced, certainly. But that's not to say the UK market isn't either. I think we are a long way away from saturation point in the UK. Yes, there is some marketplaces which are now getting quite a few competitors in there. There's certain towns and cities where you've got lots of different competition and it's getting a little bit tighter. But finding those little hidden gems, something that I spend an awful lot of time doing, still in the UK, secondary towns is where you've still got a lot of opportunity. The general rule of thumb is still there. 1 square foot per person in an area is not a bad way to go. So if you've got a town with 100,000 people in it and no competition, well, you in theory could build a 100,000 square foot facility. However, when you start to look into it now, a lot of towns and cities may have 1 or 2 people in there. So you've got to be very, very careful. So where would I go next? That's for me to know and Janice to find out in the next 12, 18 months.
Fantastic, Paul. And thank you for them insights and highlights. Very important. I think the customers and general public who are currently watching this podcast at the moment are going to find that very, very interesting, you know, especially for newbies and new entrants into the market. You know, I think it's very, very important to look at what's next.
Yeah.
You know, we're always looking forward. We're trying to get 2 or 3 steps ahead, you know, so that envisage what the future looks like for self-storage. And I absolutely agree with the AI and technology as well. You know, this thing is dancing in self-storage, but it's only the beginning. This is where it starts. I'd love to see what the next 10 years bring to the industry in regards to automation and AI technologies as well, Paul.
Absolutely, Luke. Over the last few years, the increased number of people are inquiring through online systems, through web chats, through WhatsApp, etc., and things like this, through our personally built call centre and things along those lines, is increasing. People are less likely to actually pick up the phone and ring you nowadays, and less likely necessarily to walk into the facility than they perhaps were 5-10 years ago. So making sure technology is at the forefront of any site and any new business entering the market is really, really important.
Yeah, and I think you're right, Paul. I always look at different diverse industries like the Amazons of the world and so on and so forth, and everything's at the touch of your phone. Yeah. You know, you can order your shopping to the house now. You can order your clothes and everything just gets delivered next day. And that's the same thing with self-storage, I believe, moving forward. Is you just want to book it online. You want to turn up at your convenience, go into the store in your time and leave, you know. And I think this is what AI is doing for us in technology.
Absolutely. People want convenience. It's absolutely without a shadow of a doubt. And actually the younger generations nowadays, more and more so, I mean, they have got less time, or they perceive time to have less time to make a choice. They want something easy and quick. You know, it's there on your phone and you can book it. And through using obviously Janice apps and things such as that and the Nokia app, you can therefore get your room, move into your room there and then, and all of a sudden you've got your space. People don't want to wait and take time and speak to people, unfortunately. It's a very sad state of affairs, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Having all technology and AI into all your systems, particularly if you're opening a brand new facility, is integral to success.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Paul. Absolutely fantastic for the viewers as well to be able to see and listen to an expert in the industry, which is the important thing here. Now, I have a special little box behind this stand here.
Do you really?
I really do, yes.
Intriguing.
And there's a few questions in there, Paul, but I'd just like you to pick one out. So
right.
Yeah, bit of fun, bit of randomness.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Oh, let's go for that one.
Fantastic.
Whatever that is.
Thank you, Paul. Oh, this is a good one, mate. So, which would you choose to skip all Christmases or to skip every birthday?
Right. That is a good one. I think the answer has to be the obvious one, which is to skip birthdays. And the reason being that is, unfortunately, Craig, none of us are getting any younger. And if we skip a birthday, I can remain at this 22-year-old age that I am now for the rest of my life. I suppose secondary to that is I've got a lovely family, and Christmases are amazing with small people. So celebrating that with family and small children and the rest of it, I think I wouldn't want to miss out on Christmases. But I definitely don't want to get any older.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that.
Because these dance moves won't last forever with these knees.
You keep them dance moves up, mate. They're the best in the industry. And I'd agree as well with the Christmas. I think it's very important. I've got 5 children as well,
Yep.
and I would not like to miss a Christmas with the kids. So thank you very, very much, Paul. You're absolutely smashing it at Flexus Group, and thank you for coming on our podcast today.
No problem whatsoever.
And I'll see you all in episode 3, guys. Thank you. Cheers, Paul.